Hey, live going down steep hill. This looks safer. Slightly. A little bumpy going down the hill. All right, we got to climb uphill here to the left. Hopefully, we're on the side of the pine trees here a bit. Got to make sure we don't throw the boom up into the power line. It's a big no-no. Weekend travel woes. I'm gonna pass on that. What's going on, everyone? I see a nice little two-track here. We're gonna try and pull ourselves up the edge of it. There we go. Oh, Justin's in already. That's good news. We hate to have chat get out of control here. So it's going to be a little rough for a hot second while we get the machine sit back where we set up the way we want it. All right. Try not to blow the track off it. All right. Behind the bucket's a little bit of a driveway. We're going to try and open up a little bit, so potentially we could use it to travel around it, because now this is inside our brand new deer fence we just put up. So now what I'm going to do is try and clean that up a little bit. And then there's these big pine trees right here behind the arm is what we're aiming, what we're shooting for. That's what we're shooting for here. Justin, the heat is on in the machine. I'm wondering if the fan is too loud. Is it making like a buzzing sound for you guys? I can get rid of that. If it's too much of a distraction. Hope everyone's holiday was solid. Everyone's Christmas sounds perfect, he says. Okay. Thank you, Justin. This stuff's a little stringy. Does it look like it's going to be stuff that likes to let go very well? Let go very well, very easily. It's probably better language. Sounds perfect. Justin, how's the holiday? This could be flatter. It's got some solid rose bushes here. I'll probably try and scrape that out of the way. I'm not gonna lie, boys. I kind of hooked my phone up. I kind of hooked my phone up right in the middle of the window, so when the bucket's kind of down low, I can't see what I'm doing without using the machine or without using my phone as the actual my line of sight, which is probably not the best idea. Mike says good. Nice, Mike. Nice. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for stopping in. We're just gonna try and clear some of these bushes out. There's a nice little 2-track here um, that I might, when I'm done with the trees, I might try and come down and make that into more of a driveway so we can traverse the edge of our new deer fence that we just put up. Because we're gonna want to um, keep a path around the perimeter open. The ham was good. I had a Christmas ham at my at the in-laws. My wife though is not a fan of Christmas hams. She doesn't really like ham at all. But they also had fillets. And now I'm gonna ask you guys something. Maybe I'm just late to the game, but my mother-in-law cooked steaks in the air fryer. We got some fillets from Costco and cooked them up in the air fryer. And I had never heard of it before. My holiday was great. My son got way too many gifts that he doesn't even remember half the stuff he got already. He plays with about 3 of them that he likes. So maybe we'll just put those away and then we'll bring them out in like another month and he'll be like, oh, look at these new things. I feel like kids do that, you know? Toby, good morning. Oh, look at that little Apple badge. Isn't that a nice touch? We finally upgraded the channel members badges from the YouTube original ones for cherries and apples. The packages inside. Yes, the Apple badges are nice. There's a different one per level of membership if you join. We got an apple, we got a cherry, and then there's one in both if you go for the top tier level of membership. I saw Toby the other day. He tried to help us out on a fence project. He ended up breaking off a drill bit inside a post while we were trying to hang a gate. So that was real. That was helpful, Toby. Appreciate that. Guys, don't forget to double tap the screen. The record for the most likes in a video, I think, was set a couple weeks ago. We hit a 90. We hit a 90. I think it was a 95. We hit 95 likes while we were plowing snow. So of course, we're gonna try and beat that. What's everybody else doing? It's a little bit of a rainy day here in December in Michigan. There's no snow anymore. It's essentially all down. Pretty much no snow left here. It's been 45 and rainy, which doesn't keep snow very long, I'll tell you that. We just got to clean up all the little stuff first. And then we're going to get up the hill and around the corner to the big pine trees you see behind all this stuff. Aaron, what's the reason for clearing? These are just a lot of unnecessary trees here. So, and also we just put up a deer fence around this property to protect our fruit trees that we just planted. And so in order to find all the deer that are in here still, we're trying to clear out as much deer habitat as is around in order to keep them from being able to hide if and when they get in. So that's why we're clearing it out. Sirkin's back. Hey, y'all. Brought the Chex Mix. I just actually finished the other bag the other day. I'm glad you brought more, though, for everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. I didn't see you in the early morning live streams. Maybe too early for you. And foggy, misting. Does that answer your question, Aaron? Happy Friday is right. We already had a short week due to the holiday. I had Christmas Eve off, and obviously Christmas. We worked about 3/4 of the day yesterday, and pretty much everybody else is off today, but um, a couple of the office staff at the shop, or the shop the mechanics are in, and myself. Everyone else is home due to the weather. They totally sleep in on the plow videos. Yeah, I probably would too if I wasn't the one out plowing. It's the best flavor. I like. Yeah, dude. Hope you guys and Juanito had a nice holiday. Yeah, Juanito. He just left. He was just filling up the machine before we started the live stream. He's got a couple kids here. He's got two kids in college. I think he has one more high schooler. Dane, what state are you in? I'm down in North Texas. This is Michigan. Whoa. I hate when I do that. This is northern Michigan. How's the weather in North Texas? Guys, if you're enjoying this type of content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like the video. Make sure you got the notifications turned on when we go live so you can come hang out again, obviously. If you're having a good time only. If you're not, then you know what? You're just gonna have to deal with it. Yes, the lower peninsula of Michigan. That is where we are. Not the upper, not the part that looks like it should belong to Canada. We are in the northern lower, the LP they call it. That's awesome, man. Good luck with the hunting. Texas weather sucks. It's almost 60 degrees. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of stuck right in the middle of cold and warm. It's like, how do you dress for that? Got to be careful how far I swing to one side because there's power lines that are pretty much uh, almost level with the cab here on the side of me because of the hill I'm on. So if I swing a little too far, I'm gonna put this thing right into some power lines. Hardy B, how to beat the deer too? Yes, we're trying to clear out the deer habitat so they have nowhere to hide now that we have our deer fence up. So if there's any hiding out, we can spot them and they can't blend in. So that's kind of why we're clearing out these trees, the little scrub brush right here, and then um, we'll make our way up the hill to the big trees you see behind the bucket. Once I get up the mini 2-track here, that's where we're gonna head and start ripping out the bigger trees. There is a big pile of dirt right on the corner, so I think I'm gonna try and level that out as much as I can. Ouch. And what am I trying to say? Sorry, I got a little distracted there. We're gonna try and level that out, and so we can make the corner easier because right now it's kind of a sharp 90, and it's a little uncomfortable angle to drive like a pickup truck on. Oh my God, this little sumac bush is right in the way. This deer fence is gonna do wonders. We put ours up. We used to have a lot of deer groups of 30. Now we're lucky for I see a group of 2 or 3. Yes, this is it's now up to I think it's over a 4 mile long deer fence in this along this property. So um, that's a pretty aggressively big fence for us. We actually already had a part of the fence up, and we bought a piece that was kind of landlocked by all of our other land, another 120 acres by us here, and we fenced the rest of it in. So we added a lot more fence. And now we're kind of stuck. I think there's 11 deer in here we counted. So not too bad, but enough that we don't want them eating our brand new trees we just put out. On the if you guys go, I gotta get the heat off a week. It's too hot now. If you guys go to the long form videos on the channel after the live stream, you can check out the entire deer fencing process about how we use an excavator different than this one with a vibrator on it to put the posts into the ground, and how we use one of our mini excavators to actually string and tighten and tension the fence. So there's a lot of cool stuff we've been doing in the last week or two. You guys can check that out on the longer videos. Money says, can I come rid the deer? We have so many people that come and deer hunt on all of our farm properties that getting rid of them is not going to be a problem, I don't think. So we're here at the top. We made it, folks. There's still some other stuff here, but nothing we can't get later. We'll just move that out the way, because then we'll be into those pine trees here in a second. So you can see the power line there. I'm trying my best not to hit it. Ah, Nico, Juan. Buenos dias, Juan. ¿Cómo estás, Juan? I got a new bow ready to let her rip. Nice. I like the sound. We actually, on the farm here, we can get special permits and use um, rifles on the farm to shoot bucks almost any time of the year, because they can damage fruit. We get special exemptions. This is what I want to kind of take down, but I don't want to mess the fence up. If that makes sense. We just kind of want to take the dirt down and smooth it out. But all of the sod I want to scrape off first, because that's not going to flatten out very well. And there's a lot of sod. A lot of sod, boys. A lot of sod. But the fence is up high there on the corner, so what I don't want to do is pretty much create a hole underneath where deer can get under it, because then that would be the opposite effect that we're looking for. A little back. See where I want to put the sod. I think I'm just going to kind of throw it over the edge here a little bit. Oh, there's going to be rocks in it. You got to be kidding me. Don't tell me there's an old rock pile under there. That's going to really tick me off if that's the case. Just watched some shorts on your channel. Pretty cool stuff. Thanks. Please make the LP Michigan deer hunt. I know you have some monsters hiding in here. Actually, down a lot more downstate, kind of by our southern Michigan farm. Southern Michigan farm has a lot of big deer down there. That's just that area, which is kind of just north of Indiana a little bit, kind of Kalamazoo area. They're much bigger deer than what we have here in the northern lower. I don't know what it is, but the populations aren't quite the same. Well, the populations are there, but the sizes aren't. I don't know if people just can't not pull the trigger when they see like a small 6 and hope it turns into something bigger. You just know if you don't shoot it, then the guy on the next blind over is going to take it. So it makes it kind of tough, but. Guess we'll straighten that back out. Hello. By Evansville. I think it's closer to South Bend, maybe? Okay, I guess we'll see what's in this pile here. Try and fan some of that dirt back out. Evansville, I'm not completely 100% sure. how close the. I'm not sure how what the town names are down there, but I know we're maybe 40 minutes from the Indiana-Michigan border. I believe if you go straight south. Be careful con la cerca, Juan. No queremos romper. Hijo de su puta madre. Este muchacho se cayó, güey, en la escalera. Duele de espalda después. A la chingada, se rompió su pinche teléfono también. Be careful, he says. Be careful. Yeah, so try not to mess the deer fence up at all. But there's also rocks in this, which is not what I was hoping to see. But nothing nothing we can't pick up later. Thanks for checking out the other content, though, Dane. We like to do a little bit of everything here. We do primarily. This is a farming channel. We farm apples. We grow apples and cherries. That's what we do most of the time. But in the after the harvest of both crops, it's kind of like a more it's a little more laid back around here because they say fruit farmers are like part-time farmers because there's not as much stuff to do all the time, I guess, as far as field work goes. Now, the shop guys and the mechanics, they have plenty to do fixing up all of our harvesters and all of our spray trucks and all the kinds of stuff like that. So, but as far as all out, what I do out in the field, it gets pretty slim, and I get to do some other projects like this and running some different machinery than we would see on our on a traditional farm operation. But we grow a lot of tart Montmorency cherries here, one of the largest producers in the country. And we just kind of started getting into apples. We do organic cherries. We have bees. We also have an apiary company that we pollinate all of our own fruit. So that's exciting. Juan muchacho, Juan. It's a Juan. All right. Oh, I forgot. There's the power line there, so I got to push the tree to the other side. Otherwise, it's going to land right on that thing. Maybe I should actually start over here because that's where the fire is going to go. That's what I'm thinking. You guys, don't forget to double tap the screen, drop a like. It's free. Subscribing's free. Thanks for supporting the small content creators out there. We're just hanging out, pulling some trees down. We're going to make a mess. Don't be shy. Throw some comments in there. And don't bite. So there's a power line behind me, and there's also cherry trees on the other side and a deer fence. So we're going to do our best to not really mess any of that up, which could be difficult. We got a lot of distractions. So what I like to do when we take these trees out is I like to kind of dig around the trunks a little bit. And if this big bush wasn't in the way, you could see that I'm already pulling up some roots. I'm trying to break off the big roots a little bit further away from the trunk so that the tree, I can have better control over it when I go to push it down. But with that being said, some of the difficult part of that is keeping control of the tree because there's cherries over there. So I'm going to drive. Oh, I want to drive forward that bad. Timber, boys. We want to keep. And just like that, we want to get as much of the root ball out as we can. At the same time, we want to get the dirt out because we don't want to come back and have to pick all the roots out when we go to smooth this up. Mala suerte por Juan. See. So I'll pick up the root ball a couple times here. and we'll try and just we'll drop it some just to get, and we'll drop it to get, just to get the dirt off, because obviously when we go to start a fire, the dirt is uh, not beneficial. Yeah, the dirt will not be helping what we're trying to do. But after I do that, I have to then clean up the roots, and I got to fill this hole back in. Maybe try and bust the tree up in half a couple times so that it's not so long, and then fill the hole back in. So I'll move the trunk out of the way here and push all that back in. Oh my goodness, we got to get onto the flatter ground here. And then we kind of just keep doing that. Rinse and repeat, boys. Oh my God. So anytime we're taking these little ones out like this, we just kind of grab them. You'll pick them up to pull them out, and then you'll drop it so that the roots can drop the dirt that they have stuck with them. It's all about keeping the root balls clean, boys and girls. And then we'll stack that up because we know that that's done. See? Nice and simple. And we got some more here. Sometimes I like to skin the trees because the branches just sit there and destroy the hydraulic hoses on the top, which nobody likes that. Sorry about that. I had to fix up the. I had to fix the camera. So now that I got some of the branches down, if I can ever guess the right way, we'll start to dig up a corner a little bit. So what else is everybody doing? Talk to me here. It makes work go by so much faster when I'm answering questions. Don't be shy. I think we started the day at 2,060 subs. I was hoping to get to 2,200 today by the end of the live stream. So if you enjoy this type of content, or you like farming or learning where your food comes from, guys, do me a favor, smash that sub button. Don't be afraid. Watching from the UK. Well, welcome. We actually have a couple. We have a lot of usual viewers from the UK. This is the United States, buddy. Welcome. Toby says he's watching the streaming. Maria says, "Oi." Hola, hola. So we'll just take a little bit off the front here because I'm going to push this tree straight back between the other pines, because that's what kind of makes the most sense here. All right. Does anybody type 1 if you think it's going to fall down right away, or you think I got to dig up around the roots more? What do we think, chat? What do we think? Do we think it's falling down right away? Justin says 1. Oh boy, push it over, they say. Surprisingly, even though we had a real cold spell, the trees are coming out fairly easy. Now, this doesn't count. The tree did fall over, but it's stuck up top on the other pine trees. It has nothing to do with my efforts. It's stuck. There she goes, boys. So now we'll try and pull up the sides here. We'll put up the sides. Wow, that's heavy. This machine won't even pick that thing up. Look at all that. What is that, clay? You can see now that if you were watching these live streams, what was it, a couple weeks ago, you could tell that the soil was so much drier, even after we got a bunch of rain. But now it's looking like we're finally getting to we're getting some moisture down low, because we were actually having a real problem with getting moisture. So it's nice to see that, a couple feet down now, there's some moisture getting to that soil. A little snapshot of what's going on the farm for all the rest of our fruit trees. So I'm just going to go around and try and pull some of the dirt down and off. Then I'll probably push some of this back in. Kind of starting to rain again. This window doesn't latch, so it's just creaky. I guess we got to start to figure out where we're going to start stacking all these up. That's so much dirt on there. Holy cow. It's raining over there, Toby says. That's not too far from where I'm at right now. Like when that happens. He's holding a lot of dirt in. I'm trying not to break all the roots out, because I don't want to pick them up by hand later. I feel like I'm a touch too close to this machine, to this tree. It's much lighter now. Maybe we can get a couple pickups and drops here. Make this thing a little easier to manage. Still holding on pretty good. That's annoying. See, there's probably a root right there. Oh yeah. Gotta put that down. Get the extra dirt back in there. And I'd imagine we're going to start the burn pile kind of right in here. Some other stuff here we can pick up. I'm telling you, hydraulics are a cool thing. It's like you just get a machine and you can rip out something that's so well established. It can survive so many different like storms and stuff like that. You can just get a machine and guess what? This thing is so clapped out and sloppy, I'm telling you. It's an old girl. An old girl. That sentiment is kind of sad, actually, because we're taking stuff out that's been established for so long. She's old, but she still does the job. Pretty much. Get turned around here. Yeah, I guess it could be pretty sad, but for every, let's just say, for every one of these pine trees that you're going to see me take out, we also planted, um, okay, it's not one for one, but we planted 40,000 something apple and cherry trees this year. So it's not like we're just getting rid of stuff to get rid of stuff. It all has a reason, it's got a purpose. What we do here is literally taking care of trees, millions of trees we manage, we give nutrients, we try and grow beautiful, healthy fruit for all to enjoy. She is old, Toby. She is old. But now I would like to snap some of this in half. There we go. Well, Beavis, I'm about sure that that's gonna get you. That's gonna get you banned by Justin here in a second. There it is. It's nice to have a. It's nice to have a moderator. Can't be saying. Can't be saying stuff like that, boys. Oh, he's back. Well, looks like you're gonna get. Looks like there's gonna be a little bit of a timeout here. I'd imagine. I thought it was funny too, but and there he goes, chat. And there he goes. He's out of here. Oh, we'll try and scoop some of this up. Get the ground cleaned up so I can see what we're doing here for the next little bit. For the next tree. And you can see our burn piles beginning to show up here, getting to grow. I still have a cough. Yes, yes. I'm just constantly sick. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I work outside even when the conditions are chilly. I don't think that's going to go away. Don't be going away anytime soon. That's for sure. Oh, if I had a nickel for every time I freaking did that, I would. Right. These little ones usually you can just kind of push right over. Even if they break in half, that's okay. There's one. There's two. If I ran out of reach, that tree's a touch too far away for me. Making sure there's nothing behind me. This guy looks like he's been dead for a minute. You don't want all that sod. No, thank you. Dun, dun, dun. Here comes the rain. I'll probably try and break this top half off. If it'll break. It's not looking like it. So we're just going to set it. Oh, there it goes. We'll just set that over there. Like I said, we're just trying to stack up a pile here to make a little room so I can maneuver around. Let's see here. High lows. What are we doing here? We are clearing out a little batch of tall pine trees so that we can. We're kind of clearing out some deer habitat inside of a farm that we just fenced in. We've put a deer fence up, and the problem is there's too much deer habitat. So if we do get one that sneaks in, there's nothing we can really do about it as far as finding them, as long as they're in the open. But they always hide and go bed up out here in the thick stuff. So we're just kind of clearing out unnecessary trees on some of our property. There's a patch of maybe like 50 trees in here that we're gonna work on taking out here um, before we go home for the weekend. But I got to keep the camera turned the other way or the machine, because a little bit of some rain coming in. Nice. What are you up to? We're gonna get over here and take this. It's raining pine trees with. It does smell really nice though. It does smell nice. It's got that going for it. Our burn pile is starting to fill up here. 621D all the way from Brazil. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Guys, our record for most likes on a video, on a live stream, not on a video, a live stream is 97. 97. So go ahead and double tap the screen, boys. I set a goal for us to get to, what did I say? 2,200 subs today. 2,200. We started this live stream at 2,060. I want to see 2,200. It's free to you guys. You can get notified when we go live so you don't miss the other streams. Check out the other videos on the channel. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Brazil. Tu hablas español. We farm on this channel. We're doing something a little different today, pulling trees out, but we grow apples and cherries. Give me a shout out, Michael Murphy from Arkansas. I try and read every comment. I respond to everything else on all the other videos. Of course, buddy. Welcome. Thank you for stopping in. Christopher says landscape work. I wish. Let's see if I can get this tree to go to the left of the other one. I don't want it to get hung up. There we go. Left, please. Left, please. I'll drive a little forward, get a little push, extra oomph on it. But the roots are tied up with this tree to the right of it, so it's not really wanting to come down as easy. But winning, we're winning, and just like that, folks, another tree down. Guys, we also just started a Facebook page for this, for the YouTube account. So if you guys are on Facebook, don't be shy. Go like us on Facebook, Homes and Stones. We're on TikTok too. We just made a TikTok. Go check all that out. Like all those. Welcome to all the new people joining in. We're pulling out pine trees, kind of making a stack here behind me so we can set them on fire later. We just kind of have some trees that we don't really need hanging around. So I'm just kind of pushing some trees down as we go. There's a nice little path right there that's been there for a lot of years. I'm trying not to mess up that little 2-track right there on the left, but and I got one of these tracks stuck on a hill, so it's real wobbly. I swear it's not just my operating. I'm just a farmer, and we just happen to have a big old excavator. All right, I got to push some of that in. Get the cork, block it like a rock. I got to fill some of this dirt back in so I can get a little closer to this tree. Slowly but surely. We got all that sand right there on the side. We'll have to get that back in there for a second. All right. Now let's see if we can push this tree over. We should have plenty. Lee, no value in lumber with the pine trees. I'm not sure, but to us it's all the same because we just want them out now, and I don't want to have to wait. So we already took out like another 100 of these earlier this year. We'll push that tree to the left. Down she goes. There's probably in it a little bit, but we have the capability to get rid of it, and um, I don't know, something to do in the wintertime to keep ourselves busy while there's not much happening on the farm. So that's pretty much what's going on. This tree's really tall, so we're gonna try and reach up here, and it's actually split halfway up. So I'm gonna try and find a way to break it in half potentially. I don't know if you can tell, but it has two parts to it. And pulling it toward me against those trees isn't breaking it, which I thought it would. So if I can get it on a little bit more of an angle, it may work. Come on. That's crazy. Oh boy. I didn't realize that we were kind of stuck on the track. So we'll pull that. We'll want to pull that back out in the way. Maybe if I pull it now, we can. Nope. Son of a gun. I'm just going to have to get up here where the gap's at. Okay. There we go. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's cracking now. There it is, folks. Man, that was a bit of a pain in the ass. That was a bit of a pain. No value in lumber. Yes, I already read that. Not too, I mean, we've never called to see what these are worth, but we're just sending it. Sending it. What do you guys do? What's everyone in here do for a living? How do you end up watching a farmer take out pine trees? Lunch? Are you guys lunch break? You being lazy at work? What are you guys doing? It's Friday. You got the week off for the holidays. So now we just kind of want to take some of the leftover spoils from where we took it out, or when we were digging the roots out earlier. We'll put those back in the hole and just kind of try and get things back as flat as we can. We'll come back in later um, with what we have is it's called a Harley rake. I don't know if anybody knows anything about those, but it's an attachment, an implement for a tractor or a skid steer, and it has like a big rolling bar on it. And once we come back and we get all the small roots picked out, we'll pull that over this, and it actually will fill in the low spots and the holes. Um, Landscaping companies use them sometimes for yards, gravel driveways, kind of stuff like that. A commercial fisherman, nice, out in the Chesapeake Bay. I've got every. What do I have to connect with that? Every year we go on a fishing trip, sponsored by one of the chemical companies that we purchase a lot of pesticides from. You're a tree surgeon from the UK. Well, I bet I'm also surgically removing some trees out of the ground today. If you couldn't tell. Back to the fishing. I do go fishing once a year out in the big water in Lake Michigan. Salmon. Usually we go during the salmon fishing season. You guys fish pretty much everything out there, or out in the ocean? Michael Murphy says he's a firefighter paramedic after 96 hours off for 2 days. Wow. Pulling the overtime and on the holiday. I have actually a good buddy of mine is a firefighting paramedic himself. He just finished all of his classes, and I think they do 2 days on, four off, unless you're um, switching some shifts and stuff like that. But what are you doing combining dirt? I didn't even get to read that. Justin got rid of that so fast. I was just filling a hole in, but so now I want to try and grab this stuff here. We'll pull it over. See if I can grab these two, because they don't want to slide toward me, or they only want to slide toward me. They won't turn, which is a pain. Jane says, "Cool, yes, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. We're just hanging out. We're chatting, answering questions about anything. Doesn't have to be about what we're doing. We're here to chat. We're here meeting new people, hanging out. I'm just ripping shit out, just chatting and working, to be exact. We're trying to grow our community here. We're up to 2,000 and I think 60 when we started the stream. I'd love to see us at 2,200 by the end. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Like the video, sub. I read all comments. I answer all the questions as long as they're appropriate. What are you going to do with the wood? We're stacking it up and we're just going to burn it. But once this pine's going to take a little bit to dry out, I'd imagine. So once the pine dries out here, probably it won't be till spring. Um, we'll come back out here and we're just going to set it on fire, to be honest. Are you working 9 to 5 or cleaning up your property? What excavators? A primary fish? Oh my God, hold on. Let me get these dialed in, boys. I love it. I love it. Lee says, my primary fish is target striped bass. I sell the local restaurants. Nice. This is a Hitachi 160 excavator. A Hitachi. That's what we have. We have a Komatsu mini excavator as well. Am I working? Yes, I am working. This is a we're working on our cherry farm. That's what we're doing. But we're just kind of cleaning up these pine trees because it's too much deer habitat, and we just built a nice 4 mile long deer fence around our brand new cherry trees we just planted and apples. Um, because we don't want them, because deer will actually eat all of the new growth off the trees. They don't eat the fruit. They'll eat the apples once the apples are like fully mature. Like in September, October. But mostly what they do is they'll eat the new growth. They'll eat the soft tissue of the tree, and then they won't. The tree actually won't grow. So it's a huge deal to keep deer out of your fruit trees, and that's what we do here. We grow apples and cherries. So yes, I'm pretty much working 9 to 5, but also um, I have ownership in the farm. So I guess it's a little bit of both. It's not my land, but it is owned by the farm. What are you doing with the wood? We're gonna burn it. You're here in Lincoln, Delaware. Well, welcome all the way from Lincoln. This is in Michigan. This is in Michigan. Good job on your beautiful place. Well, thank you. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This tree is stuck. Hello. So that's our burn pile. That's just stacking up. Michael Murphy. What city and state are you in? This is Traverse City, Michigan. Traverse City. It is known as the cherry capital of the world, which is ironically the exact fruit that we produce on our farm. We're one of the largest tart producing cherry farms in the country, and probably I would wager most of, if not all of North America. On any given year, sometimes we have a little bit of frost in the spring, and that'll kill our cherry crop. But for the most part, um, what started out as a small family farm has grown into quite the operation over the years. But I've been working here for about 15. When did I start? 2009 is when I started. When I was like 14 or 15 years old. What's funny is these little trees here are actually putting up more of a fight um, than the giant trees are from, or the giant pine trees, which is crazy. Do you hunt deer? I don't really hunt them myself, but oh, we have a lot of hunters in here. Maryland DNR issue permits for farmers with deer problems. We essentially, I believe, can farm or harvest a buck at almost any time of the year with some special deer permits, but we have to, no matter how big it is, you have to cut the deer head off, and we take it to the actual DNR here, and the closest one is um, about 40 minutes away from where I'm at, but we take it there and put it in a little drop box. So it's not like you can keep it mounted on the wall, but um, that's not really the goal, right? Our goal is to keep our fruit trees protected. Yes, farmers are that get special permits to um, protect their fruit. It has to be for food. Christmas tree farmers do not get that exemption or that benefit because they're sure their trees get eaten by deer, but it's not food, so it doesn't get the same response. What excavator is a Hitachi 160? A Hitachi, which pretty much from what I've heard is essentially a John Deere orange, but it's orange. But John Deere stuff's expensive. Lots of cherries in northern Central Valley, California. Oh yeah, there's a lot of great crop out there in California. A lot of great crop. We um we send our bees out there to pollinate almonds. Do I sell hunts? No. No, we don't. We just have some local guys who we have one guy on the farm here who organizes all of the deer properties and who hunts where. We give them a couple permits, and that's about it. There's no hunting specials or anything. There's no stuff like that. Isn't hitachi something? What? All right, so we're gonna go fill this hole in here. We don't like to leave big holes in the ground. That's tough to. What would it take to come hunt out there? We pretty much everyone can do it for free. You just have to contact our guy here, and he sets it all up. But it's kind of like once you hunt here and you do a good job taking the deer out, you get to come back. So what I guess it would take is a lot of people to give up their prime hunting grounds here in our orchards, which people come just knocking on the door all the time, wondering if they can hunt our land. They'll look it up online and see who owns it, and then they'll just come knocking on the door saying, asking to hunt a piece of property. And then we tell them, hey man, get in line. Your wife bakes an awesome cherry pie. Nice, nice. Did you tell me what state you live in? I think it's possible that your wife could be buying cherries from us. Our cherries are sold in, I think, 47 states at Walmart, Costco, Meijer, Kroger, um, Publix. There's all different places that our product is actually sold. We don't really have a fruit stand or a farm market. We sell all of our stuff big time. We have a co-op. We pit all of our own cherries. We dry all of our own cherries. Do you have any of those stores I just mentioned? If you guys don't have a Costco, boy, you're missing out. I'll tell you that. If you want a place you can go below $300 in like 5 minutes on stuff you didn't think you needed, that's the spot. That is the spot. We're up to 26 likes, everybody. 26. The record's 90. 95, actually. The record is 95 likes. 95. So that's our goal. We're going for 95 likes, and I think we needed 140 subscribers to get to the goal, and we started today. Our goal is 2,200. I'm not sure what I'm at. I can't visually see it while I'm live streaming, but um, I think we can do it. You guys are a great group. I try and do a live stream maybe once a week, maybe a couple times a week. Kind of just depends on what we're doing for the most part. Sometimes I'm doing stuff by hand, so I can't really have my phone out to do this. But a lot of the time, I do work solo doing running tractors and stuff. So I just like to show you guys what we're up to on the farm. Just some laid back, hanging out stuff. Down she goes. Ooh, that made a mess over there. How much is that machine? We bought it used from one of our boss's buddies, and it's a bit of a lemon. We've had our fair share of issues with it so far. I think we got it for the $30,000 to $40,000 range, and we might have that much back into it already. We had some serious problems with it off the bat, but it seems to be operating a little bit better now. It's definitely not something an excavation company would be using full time based on the condition. But I want this to break. Maybe I can take it this way and snap it off. Here, look at that. Mitch, how powerful is the hydraulics? Um, I haven't seen a tree yet that this thing couldn't push down. I think hydraulics are pretty sweet. No, you can literally just. Oh, Michael says I'm also a beekeeper. 35 hives right now. Had 42 at the start of winter. Nice. We have about 4 semi-loads worth of hives. I think we're almost at 2,000 hives. That's a lot of pallets of bees. We ship them all over the country. We have land in Florida. We do oranges. Like I said, we go out to Cali. Nice. Makes a great easy day. Yeah, you're darn right it does. Everyone else went home because of the rain, but here we are. Your fire should be awesome. Bring some hot dogs. Yeah, yeah, and a cold and a couple seats and some ice cold beers. We have a couple of these big piles sitting around already. Yogi Bear, what's going on, brother? Welcome, welcome. Up to 34 boys. The likes just piled in. Last time I looked, we were 9 less. Thank you. Where are you? This is Michigan, my friend. A Michigan, Northern Michigan. Excuse me, Northern Michigan. If I had a nickel every time somebody asked me, and I'm not making fun of you, it's just like I need like a chat bot that whenever someone types that, it automatically answers that question because people come and go over the entirety of the live stream, and everyone always wants to know like, hey, where is this? I'm here. It's funny. No, dude, don't be sorry. I'm saying it's like the most. If someone asks me how many times I answer that in a day, that's going to be a lot. But that's okay. I love answering questions. Bring them on. Bring them on. Equipment breaks. You run John Deere equipment and it fails pretty frequently. My John Deere 320 backhoe is only 2 years old. It already had repairs on it. No, I don't want to ask my next question. If it's if it's where is this again, then we're gonna have a problem. But if not, all good. Yes, all equipment breaks. It's all relative. It depends on what you're doing, how hard you're being on the machine, and if you're trying to do something that isn't quite aimed right for that job. Like we've tried to take out trees like this with a front end loader with like a rake on the front, and it pretty much just snaps the trees off at like the trunk. And if you don't get a lot of the roots out, which is kind of the main goal, is to be able to get as much of the root ball out at the same time. What kind of trees? These are pine trees, just white pine. Jameer says, what are the pines for? The pines are for nothing. That's why we're getting rid of them, my friend. They've just been here on the edge of one of our properties. And one of the things we like to do, or that we have to do in the spring, is we put out wind machines. We put out fans. And what the fans do is they help protect the cherry trees and apple trees from frost damage. And so what happens in the spring is when you get a frost, there's water inside the buds before the cherries actually start to grow and before the flower comes out. And what happens is that bud will actually gets into a stage called the water stage where it starts to bring in water in order to start growing that cherry bud or apple bud. And when it frosts, that water freezes inside the bud and then it kills the actual whole fruit bud. So if you have a really hard freeze, that you have a chance to not have any crop. You'll lose the potential for any cherries that year. So what we do is we keep these. We want to keep all the airways open in order to move air. We can change using our wind machines. We can kind of change the degrees of the temperature in an orchard 2 or 3 degrees if the conditions are right, and that can be the difference between having a crop this year or that specific year, or not having any fruit and not having any income. How's the maintenance of the machine? Yeah, I mean we've had our problems. We do the oil changes and stuff like that. The rotator motor went out, so we had to send that into the local shop. They take care of it there. Oh, that's crazy. TY for the knowledge, yes. So I don't know if anyone here is a weather expert in any way, shape, or form, but um, that occurrence when a frost happens is because there's an inversion. There's an inversion layer in the atmosphere, which means that warmer or that colder air is being trapped at the surface below a pocket of warm air above. So what our fans do is there's two separate types of wind machines, we call them. We have ones that are way like they kind of look like a big wind turbine, like a windmill that you'd see out in the Great Plains for electricity, but they're smaller and they go in a circle. And what they're designed to do is move that warm air out and down. And then we have smaller fans on the ground. We put those in the air and then we put them in the low spots on the perimeters of the orchard. And what that does is um, it it's designed to pull the warm air down and suck that air out and through the orchard, removing the cold air and bringing warmer air down below. And that's how we can save our fruit, as well as some. Um, you can do some nutrient stuff. You can spray some different types of nutrients on your trees to help it be prepared and recover from a frost. It's all science based stuff. So farming is a lot more complicated than I think most people give farmers credit for. People think you just show up and you just plant a seed in the ground and poof, all of a sudden you have a corn a cob, or you have soybeans, or you have apples, cherries, strawberries. Like there's a lot more that goes into it. It's constantly taking care of it. You can make it past this frost season that I just described, and then poof, you could have your all your crop be wiped out by a bug. It's constant pressure. That's why they say farming's gambling, because you never know. How much does your farm produce? Uh, Average the last couple of years, I don't know, the last 4 or 5 years, we produce definitely over 20 million pounds of cherries in a year. We're one of the largest cherry farms in the country. TY for the info, no problem. We're just going to keep pushing the trees over into that gap because it seems pretty simple. I got to get all this dirt off of there. Yeah, it's quite the operation. Quite the operation. Started with a pair of twin brothers, and they got all of their family involved. Um, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. We have a co-op where we sell all of our own fruit. We buy fruit from other local growers to meet our markets. We grow organic cherries as well. We have farms in 5 different counties here in the state. So we're pretty well spread out, which helps us with frost problems like I was describing. Because you could have a frost on one farm and not, um, and not on another one, which could be great. Because say you have a farmer and you only have a farm on one plot of land and you have no fruit because it got cold. But, 20 miles up the road, you have, another farm. You're like, oh, I'm okay. But I was no good. So we like to be spread out a little bit, but also not so much that it doesn't make sense for us to um, overstretch ourselves. Say, imagine if Ninja got a low taper fade for a sub. Did Ninja got a low taper fade? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're just out here pushing trees. We're out here pushing trees. We're looking for likes. 95 is the record. We're looking for 96. We're looking for up to 20. We want to get to 2,200 subs total today. That means we need 140 by the end of the live stream. It's lunchtime. Let's get the lunch rush in here. Who's having lunch? What are you eating? I went out to a big breakfast, a work breakfast with a chemical rep. So I am feeling pretty full right now. So I don't think I'm going to be eating any lunch. So we're here for the live stream. I want this to break, but it's not breaking. Do you have any problems with birds eating your cherries? Absolutely. Absolutely. Crows, and crows will eat apples and cherries like you've never seen. Crows will eat apples and cherries, man. They will just, as soon as they start the two fruits, they start gaining their sugars and they start to change color. Then they just go to town on them and they'll peck them, they'll put a hole in it. And boy, is that a pain. Just like I'm saying, even if you get to the point where you have good fruit, birds can eat it. Because obviously, you're not going to pick an apple up at the store that has a hole in it. You're not going to eat a cherry that's half eaten. There's a lot that there's a lot that could go wrong. Yeah, we've tried air cannons that would like propane, and they would periodically go off and make a loud pop. We use some of that to keep the birds away. There's some grape. It smells like grape. It's called avian guard. We use that. We spray that on the trees. There's all kinds of stuff that we try to do to mitigate the bird problems. Cal, what's your favorite thing to do during cherry harvest? Uh, what my favorite thing to do during cherry harvest is I love working at our receiving facility. I think it's one of the coolest things is shipping and receiving. We load tanks of cherries into semi trucks, into the vans, and then we also load a lot of just the flatbeds. So I'm pretty much after all of our fruit gets graded and checked out, it needs to get shipped to a pitting facility, and we have a couple of those across the state. So the semi trucks show up, and we just pretty much load the tanks up too high at a time, and we ship them. And I think that's one of the coolest parts because I can go out in the orchard and supervise the guys, but I can spend my time at receiving and I can be helpful there, but also you can see how fast the cherries are coming in. So I don't have to be sitting in the orchard to know and tell if the guys out with the crews are out working, because you can really feel the pace of harvest from there, because you can gauge how fast the tanks of cherries are coming to the receiving facility. So I think receiving is one of my favorite things to do in loading semi trucks. It's pretty fun for me. I do like operating though. What's it take to get a job with us? Pretty much for the most part, have a heartbeat. We have absolutely no labor help come through the front door anymore and ask. Nobody comes in looking for jobs and asks for a job application. Most of our labor comes from Mexico, contracted, legal, keyword legal workers through the Department of Labor of the United States that come here on a H-2A work visa. They come here for a contracted amount of time, and then after their contract's up, they either go home or they go back to, um, or they either go back to Mexico or they can start another contract. They're allowed to be here for 10 months out of the year. We don't employ them for 10 months, but very lucky to have a job you obviously love. Yeah, I mean, if you don't love what you do, I mean, come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing here if you don't? I do love operating stuff, even from like a kid. So when I came to the farm and I could start driving big tractors and excavators and front end loaders, and um, I just kind of never looked back. Just kind of never looked back. So we still got a lot of pine trees left. My God, we're just still working on the original batch here. I was just wanted to start the burn pile pretty much. Just wanted to get that kind of set up. Guys, there's 214 people watching us. We're watching right now. We got people chatting. Thank you guys very much. Like I always say, I literally couldn't do any of this without you guys. Right after I say that, 70 people leave. That's too funny. But seriously though, like I started making content back in April, and I said I wanted people to see where their food is made from. There's never been a bigger interest in people wanting to know how food is produced. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna start making cherries, or start making videos about what I do pretty much on the farm every day. And it's been a great response, and the live streams are great. We meet a lot of cool people, and we get a lot of great community members. We have a whole membership thing. You guys can get like exclusive content. You can see, if you get to a certain level of membership, you can see videos before they come out to the public. Members only, community tab and stuff like that. There's a couple members in here today already. Um, you get cool badges and stuff. So all great, and thankful to everybody for all the support so far. It's awesome. I couldn't have done it without you guys. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. Anthony, good morning, brother. Welcome, welcome. Can you say hello to my daughters, Quinn and Jude? They're watching in the garage. Hello, Quinn. Hello, Jude. Do they like watching machinery, or are they just hanging out with Dad? I did have one of the neighbors wanted me to take their like his grandson, like have him come like sit on my lap and like pull a pine tree out, and I was like, I don't know if I want someone else's kid sitting on my lap. I don't want to get canceled or Jeffrey Epstein or something. You'd like a full time position. Well, the full time jobs aren't nearly as fun as the harvest jobs, but you got to live in Michigan, and we already have enough 60-year olds working. So I'm looking for a younger. We're looking for a younger crew for the future. Most farms use visa workers. This eliminates having full time employees. Yes, we still have. Um, we probably still have 25 or 30 full time employees, and that bumps up to probably over 100 in the middle of cherry harvest. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's because we can't find people that want to work full time. Nobody wants to. Sorry, this I don't have a wiper on this machine because it's a dinosaur. So when I turn the other way, the rain starts to pile up on the glass. We don't, like I said, we don't get anybody who comes through looking for a job anymore. So, and the H2A guys, they'll work harder than anybody, and they do it with a smile on their face. I could tell them they're digging to China, and they'll grab, they'll grab, they'll grab a shovel and have a smile on their face and go. They say the money they make here with that program kind of like changes their lives, and we're here for it. But they keep getting a lot of raises, so it's another gripe of ours is that the government's kind of giving them too much money too quick. So what was once a tool to help farmers find the labor, they're now making more money than the minimum wage in Michigan. So it's like, well, what was really the idea of it at that point? Can I eat those? Says Zone. It's a pine tree. I'm not sure how much pine tree eating you do, but I guess so. I mean, you could. Let's just say, personally, I wouldn't, but that doesn't mean that you can't. Wow, I'm being super rough on the machine right now. I gotta dial it back in, boys. Pine tea. Look at that. Stuff all over the goddamn window. All right. I'm going to try and get this last pine tree out here on the left. 39. 39 would do. And I mean, some of those 60-year-olds are some of our best workers. We got an old guy who's just like an ox, man. He just goes and goes and goes. I don't know how he does it. He whips all the young guys. It's just that different work ethic than the kids have these days, you know? It's just a different level of work ethic. You see it even in the guys that come work in the summer for us. We got a couple guys that are older compared to some. Wow, that tree is stuck in there. That's gonna be a problem. Um, they work harder than some of the young guys. Just different motivation. I just turned 30, and I'll tell you what, they definitely outwork me. That's for sure. I'd love to work on the farm, but I'm in the city. What city you live in? We're operating machinery. Yes, that's pretty much why I do it. Is I love operating equipment. I think it's fun doing this. I think it's fun to take stuff out and drive big stuff. I don't know. I just like driving big tractors, and um, I think it's cool. But not everyone gets to enjoy what they do. I guess sometimes you try to make ends meet, or the situation doesn't work. Maybe you started out doing something you like. I started out here when I was like 14, willing to move up there. I would wait until the spring because the winter time is a tough look. It's a tough look right now, but we do all kinds of stuff. You know, if you're real serious about it, you should go look through all of the other videos on the channel. Go watch all the other ones, and you can kind of see what we do full time and see if it's something that anybody's interested in. Really, I'm not out here trying to give you a sob story. We don't have any workers because we do fine. It's just times are changing. I guess is the only way to put it, right? I have to get this out of the way to get to this other tree, but it just wants to keep sliding back in there. And I should have taken this tree out first, because now I'm kind of in a pinch now. This is gonna be a pain in my butt. I didn't really do a good job managing my burn pile location. And now there's one tree that's kind of like half in the middle. Primo, yo de regreso. Bien viendo. ¿Cómo estás, amigo? ¿Cómo estás, Juan? Neek. This guy, Neek, in the chat who just typed in, he is one of our H2A employees. He's actually, if you guys watch or have seen any of the harvest videos from the cherry harvest, this guy is the one who's in there, and he's always speaking Spanglish. His Spanglish is very hilarious. He always says, my favorite one he said was, me driving forklift today. The Spanglish is con madres. I went to school and learned a little bit of Spanish. And so that's why I pretty much, we use the H2A program, because I can communicate with them by speaking a second language, which is huge. 10 out of 10 recommend learning Spanish, and talk about a great thing to have in a time like this where all of our labor force is moving toward that. And I started that well before we did that, so it's kind of just worked out great for me. Looks like we should be able to get to this tree from here, guys. A lot of farms have on-site living quarters. Yes, we have a lot of houses, a lot of trailers already, so it was very easy for us to make the switch to house them. H2A works, this government program that we use works in two ways. You can pay less, you can just pay their hourly wage, but you have to house them. And also you provide transportation to and from work every day and to and from a store once a week. And then you just pay their hourly wage. Or you find a different company, or another way to do it is they have housing, they pay for the transportation and labor, and then you pay more. You pay more an hour because they provide those services to you. But we have all that stuff. So we pay the lesser rate and we do it all ourselves, essentially. I want that to go that way, please. Oh, it wants to come back. It's getting held up by the burn pile. Son of a gun. There we go. All right, now I can get over on the side. We can bust it up, stack it up. I'll probably stop here and grab these, some roots in here. Guys, we've been live streaming for 88 minutes. Thank you, everybody who's been hanging out. If you've been watching for a minute and you haven't subscribed, please do that. I highly recommend doing it. We got a great community here. We got a lot of return viewers that are in here already. Thank you guys all very much. Don't forget to like the video. We're up to 48. Our record is what did I say? 95, 96, something like that on the live streams. We're trying to grow our members. You guys get some exclusive content separately. If you see that little money sign next to the name, that's not just for donations. You can do super chats in there, super thanks. Also, you can check it out, the different levels of membership, and join. You guys can get exclusive stuff. We can chit chat off of the live streams and off the comments and stuff like that. So check that out. Click that. If something there catches your eye, I'd love to have you as a member. But if not, I love the stopping in and talking on the live streams just as much. So please consider at a minimum subscribing with the notifications turned on so you know when we go live. So you can come back and chat the next time. Adios, primo. Ya te vas, vale, okay. ¿Estás trabajando, vale? Huevón, hijo de su puta madre. All right. So after, man, we got a lot of pine trees. We got a lot of pine trees. The Pete Deer channel with Robert Dodd. Robert, what do you know about deer fence? This is Michigan, my friend. This is Michigan. We're up to 49 likes, guys. I love it. 97 is what we need to beat the record. 97, And I'm looking to get to 2,200 subs today. That'll put us at just over 140 from the start of the day today. We already had some from some shorts views. So let's keep it rolling. We got a couple goals here today we're trying to crush. The pet deer channel. Oh, I read that wrong earlier. Pet deer. I just built a 4-mile long deer fence in order to prevent deer from showing up on my farm. Wow, it's really moving when it bounces around. Holy cow. When the machine is bouncing, it really moves around. So right down here in front, you can kind of see that root ball is still on the ground because I forgot to take it out. So I'm going to get behind it here and hopefully I just kind of want to curl it out of there. I want to take some of that dirt off the top, make it a little lighter. Wow, soil's still a little dry. We literally have had like 3 feet of snow already this December, and it's, as you can tell, melted all the way down to nothing. Oh yeah, that fucker's heavy. Jesus. But with every drop, it goes down. I got to get that out of there. Or I can kind of just lean it up on the side. Oh, the machine does not like that. That's a big old pine tree. All right, we got it out of the way enough. I should be able to come down here and grab some of these roots that are still hanging out in there. I raise fallow deer in the state of Oklahoma. Well, welcome all the way from Oklahoma. This is Michigan. We grow apples and cherries here in Michigan. We were talking earlier about how deer tend to like to eat the new vegetative fresh growth off of apple and cherry trees. And that can even kill some of our young trees. So we put up a fence to prevent them from coming in here. If I didn't check the hydraulic tank earlier, I would think by the way this thing's whining that there's no fluid in it. But it's also an old machine, and it was full. So I think we're okay. I think we're okay, Lisa's. Well, I have to get to work. You have 23. I have 23 rockfish to clean and deliver to local restaurants. Enjoy your show. Thank you very much, Lee. I appreciate you stopping in and um, asking a lot of questions. So you're welcome anytime, my friend. I hope to see you in another video, in the comments, somewhere along in the channel. We'll see you in the next video. The next one later when you go check it out. Got to clean the fish. Lee the fisherman. It's got a nice ring to it, huh? Okay. That rock. Jesus. That tree took a while because it was kind of stuck in the middle of the burn pile, but now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna make our way down here to the other side. And I'm gonna have to kind of go around because I don't want to push the fence or the trees anywhere close to this deer fence. So I'm gonna kind of line up in a different direction because if I don't, there's power lines and our deer fence. So I'm not wanting to have the potential to mess any of that up. But I also have to take a leak. So we're gonna put that down real quick. I'm gonna go take a leak. Somebody tell a joke, will they? Somebody keep the people entertained. I want to see a good joke when I come back. I don't think that's too much to ask for, is it? Ah, Holy cow, these tracks are full of mud. And I don't think I have my track shovel. Is it going to freeze over the weekend? That's the question. Probably. That means I have to get a shovel at some point. What a day. What a day. A Friday. We got a big Friday. Already had 2 days off this week for the holidays. Oh, no jokes. You guys got to be kidding me. Up to 52 likes, boys and girls. Whoever's all here. Okay. We're back. Some of these trees are really close together. And I'm wondering how I'm going to do that. Toby's still here. If anyone's wondering why Toby's name is green and he has a sweet little cherry as an apple emblem, that's because Toby's a member of the channel. We still have yet to come up with a cool name for the following. I got to figure that out. We got a couple great guys in there, so we're gonna keep our moving on to popping some of these trees out. We are taking out trees with a Hitachi 160 excavator in the rain in December. Raining in December in Michigan. That is not something that uh, you know is normally said. That is for sure. We like it when it snows in December. We did get snow actually. We got like 3 feet so far this year, but every time it rains, it's followed up by like 5 days of 40 degrees. So as you can imagine, that makes things difficult to keep the snow because the rain. So all these trees here behind the bucket are so close together that I'm kind of envisioning having a bit of a problem taking them out smoothly because there's so many root systems kind of probably are intertwined. Pine trees have crazy, crazy root systems. And if you've been watching before, you know I don't like having these branches when I'm kind of rutting around the trunks because they will get stuck on the hydraulic hoses or in between the cylinders at the top of the arm or the boom of the machine. So I like to take them down. We need snow. We had snow, Toby, but it's gone. We had snow. It was here. It was nice. It was looking like a snowy December, and then poof, just as fast as it showed up, boys, it was gone. Ugh. So what's everybody else do? We had a fisherman. We have a pet deer guy. Takes care of deers. Deers. I said deers. I said deers. He said it. That's not a thing. Don't make fun of me. I'm a farmer, not an English major. I took someone's advice from before about getting a power bank so I could live stream for longer. Phone is still at 100%, coming up on 2 hours. That is huge. That's huge, dude. That is huge. Okay, we got to get back to taking the big trees out. That's what the people want to see. The people want to see the trees. They don't want to hear me talk about shit. 52 likes. We're going for 97 to set a record. Toby, what's the sub count at? Someone hook a brother up. It's actually raining pretty good now. KH, he says, why are you removing the trees? Thanks for the question. We are removing the trees because we don't need them, and they like to. It happens to block some wind drainage for our cherry trees, so we're gonna get rid of them. This is a farming YouTube channel, but we're trying to improve air drainage for frost protection. And one of the big problems is air drainage. And when you have a big line of pine trees like this, it takes that away. So we're gonna come over here and probably start to push these the other way now. I should be away from the rain so I can wipe the window off so everyone can see better, because nobody wants to look at that, I'll tell you that. Hi everybody. I think it's still gonna be dripping, but maybe it'll be better. I don't know. I'll tell you, not having a wiper, I see. Farm looks good. Thanks. This is just 1 acre of the 2,000 we have. 2.1. All right. That means we're already at, we already got 40. Guys, we're halfway there to the sub goal for the day. If you enjoy farming, please don't be shy. Some comments. We love chatting. We're just trying to meet some new people, hang out. And we're pushing pine trees down. I wish that this machine had a wiper. I can see how many people are watching. I just can't see what the subscribers are. I can read comments, views, likes, donations, super chats, members if they join. You guys can click on that money sign to check that out. Correct, 2.11. That means we are at 2,100, and we are in the tens somewhere. We'll be in the tens. That's what that means. That means 90. We need 90 more. That's not too bad. We're almost halfway there, folks. Easy peasy. Come stop in. We're pulling trees out. We are running heavy equipment. We have a farmer running heavy equipment. Watch out. Could be scary. So what does everybody else do for a living? Did you guys find this on the shorts? Or do you guys go to a different page for the YouTube vertical lives? What's the scoop here? Help a brother out. I'm trying to get a better grip on where you guys come from. Trying to get to know the folks. I like getting to know you guys. It makes it more fun. These two little trees are very long, but I can break the tops off on the other side. So I'm just going to set those over there. Doc's back. Speaking of guys who come back, Doc is here. Doc's been around since like the beginning. He's been around since the beginning. Welcome back, my friend. How was the holiday? Did you have a good Christmas? What's going on? He's retired. How was everybody's holiday season? Did everyone have a Christmas ham? Does anyone in here like eggnog? I put a poll up on the community tab of the channel about if people like eggnog or not, and someone said that there's a distinct link between guys like John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, between those people that like, excuse me, the people that like eggnog have tendencies like those two individuals. Everyone doesn't know who John Wayne Gacy is, or Ted Bundy. Those would be serial killers. This guy said he hates it so much, only serial killers like eggnog. Is that a controversial statement or spot on? I think most of the um, people said, "Uh-oh, ooh, I had a branch up top wrapped up in one of the hydraulic hoses." I think the community tab post said a lot of people said. I think they said no. Nobody. They didn't like it. A couple people said yes. I think there were 20 something votes. I put a lot of polls up. I like to give some updates on what's going on if I'm not live streaming, so people can see what's going on. Toby had some Christmas ham leftovers. I love a good ham sandwich, especially with like the thick chunks, not like the store bought stuff, but like after you cook a ham, that's good stuff. So what you're gonna see is me kind of making my way around the trunks of these trees. I'm trying to bust up the soil without breaking as many roots as I can. I'd like to keep these trees as intact as possible because we like to keep the roots in as long as possible. I need to get that tree to go that way though, but it doesn't quite want to yet. So I'm gonna come down and try and pull it from the back. Toby liked the not eggnog. Come on now. Wow. It's picking the whole back end of the machine up. Whoop. I guess I gotta keep digging some roots out underneath here. Come on now. Oh, there's the dry soil. You see how dusty that was under there? Guys, if you're new here, don't be afraid to double tap the screen. Just give it a quick double tap. You'll see what happens. We didn't get anybody. That's too funny. Sometimes I like to trick the folks, but people look. Oh, hey, we got one. People don't like to hand out the likes for free. I'll tell you that. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. Come on now. Down she goes. Timber. That's what the people want to see. That's what gets the people going. You know, what's also a strange thing is historically, the live streams do a lot better in the afternoon hours. Oh, I'm stuck on a root or something. For some reason, as soon as you get to like the 1 o'clock hour, people love stopping in. We're up to 60. Thank you. Bang, bang, bang. Guys, like I said earlier, we're trying to set some records with this live stream. We're trying to end 2025 with a subscriber like bang. Members, I'm gonna start really trying to find some great ways to incorporate more of the membership stuff here. So stuck on a root. A rut. Don't get me going on that, Sirkin. Don't get me going on that. The running joke here on the channel is my Midwestern accent. I say tree root. Most people would say root, I would imagine, right? Is it root or root? I wonder if I could put a poll in the... I might be able to put a poll in the chat. Let's see. No, I don't want to retouch. Let's see here. What's this? No, I don't want to do that. Can I do a poll? Root? Root? Oh, start a poll. Is it tree root or root? I know that it's tree root, but myself, I say root because I say root because I have a Midwestern accent going. So it's like I also say roof instead of like a roof on a house. I say roof. My what do they call her? My stepmother-in-law. That's a title right there. My stepmother-in-law says she says she's from Maryland. She says that I have an accent that she can't get behind listening to me talk. She goes, I don't even know what he's saying half the time. And I get it. I just grew up saying tree roots, tree roots. Juanito calls them raíces. Chris, that is correct. That's correct. Uh, do you also say pop instead of soda? Absolutely. Absolutely. Does that blow anyone's mind? Does anybody think that's a big red flag? No, no, no. We say pop here in Michigan. I don't know if it's a Michigan thing, but we say pop. We say pop. Justin, are you still in here? It's root, but also not root beer. I also say a root beer. Oh, guys, last year, I think this is actually the first year that I actually set a New Year's goal, a New Year's resolution for myself. Justin, put a message in that says to like and subscribe, and we're going for 97 likes and 2,200 subs by the end of the stream, and I'll pin it so it's there. Brights or high beams? Brights. We say brights. Yes, I say pop, and I also say root beer. All right, back to my what was I talking about? I was talking about my New Year's resolution. My New Year's resolution that is to um. Oh my God, I can't even talk right now. Excuse me. My New Year's resolution, which I've done terribly. I always say I'm going to do this, and this, and I absolutely never come through. But this year I said I'm not going to drink pop for a whole year. Or sorry, I'm not going to drink. They're called it's sodas. Sodas in the UK. I said I'm not going to have any pop this year, and I'm actually just a couple days away now from not having a single pop. I did give myself lemonade. I did give myself lemonade, which I bet, depending on where you're from, I read online that some places some places in the world it's carbonated, so they consider that to be a pop, and others it isn't. But I gave myself that. But as far as like Coke, Mountain Dew, Pepsi, none of that. No caffeinated beverages besides coffee. And I've done it. And I can't wait. I swear, I told my wife I'm gonna go down to the local speedway and get myself a big gulp on New Year's Day. I'll probably drink a whole 2 liter to myself. Man, it's so funny. We'll pin that. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate that. You quit drinking pop. I did. You live in the UK, call it soda. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, soda. Soda pops. Soda pops. Yeah. So that's exciting. I'm glad I finally came through. I had some what do they call it? Not self-awareness, not self-preservation. What do they call it? What am I trying to say? I had some self-discipline. You quit cigarettes today. Nice. So you're fresh in on it. Says Justin Armand. Hi, my name is Alexis. Daniel says, hi, my name is Alexis. Did you steal someone's account? Who is Daniel? John Burns, welcome. Where is that? I don't know that flag. Why don't I know that flag? I'm about 7 months clean from the devil's lettuce. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I didn't give up on the alcoholic beverages, but I always liked a good Jack and Coke. So that was tough to get rid of. I've been drinking a lot of cervezas and bourbon. I got into bourbon this year. Your dad is Daniel. That's Scotland. You're right. That is Scotland. Welcome all the way from Scotland. This is the United States, my friend. I don't know if there's any big bourbon drinkers out there, but man. Well, welcome Alexis on her father Daniel's account. Welcome. We're here taking trees out. We're up to 65 likes. I only drink on your boat and drive. You can still get in trouble doing that. It affected my dream so much I had to start a dream journal. Is that a Doosan? No, this is a Hitachi. Hitachis are orange as well, but I have started to see some more of those Doosan machines out. Those are pretty slick. So we're gonna try to push this one over. Timber. Except I don't really want it to go in between those two trees because then it's gonna be a real pain in the butt to get out. So I wonder if I can twist the trunk and no, it's just gonna go in between them. I should have thought that out a little more. Got my wife a Hitachi for Christmas. Is there a joke incoming? Hey, if you guys, yeah, there it goes, right in between the trees. Yikes! Not ideal. Not ideal. Guys, if you haven't voted on our vote here, our poll, we're talking: is it tree roots or tree roots? I'm looking for my Midwesterners out here to help a brother out. Where are all the Midwestern folks? Heading into town, have a good one, Doc. Good to see you. Thank you. Always good to see the OGs in the live stream. You worked in a stone quarry with a 34-ton deuces. God damn. Root and root. Tree roots. I'm pulling out roots. That's what I say, but that's because I'm from the Midwest here in the United States, and we have little bit of a different accent. It's kind of like listening to people from the South. They talk like stuff like that. Or people from Canada, they say y'all. And people from England and Scotland, like our buddy John here, you guys have some crazy accents. Is that a Hitachi? I live with lots of machine. Yes, this is a Hitachi. It's a Hitachi 160. A 160 is about all that we need here on the farm. Everything else that we do is, I mean, we don't really need big old machines like that. We don't need any big quarry machines, that's for sure. But I do like big stuff, though. I'd love to get a chance to drive something really big at some point. Because when I first started working here, all our other machine is just like a little tiny Komatsu mini excavator. And then when we realized that we were going to start doing some more stuff, we liked the idea of having some flexibility. Instead of renting a machine to complete a job like this, it's nice to have like some flexibility, especially over the holiday season to, um, to not have to rush to get a job done. If you're renting, if you have a rental, you have it for a week or you have it for 40 hours. And after that, like you're either paying another multiple grand to rent it for another week, or you just send it back with the job incomplete. So we like the flexibility of having our own machine. But after having this one, I think I'd like to have a nicer, maybe a little bit newer one. But an excavator isn't really an everyday use machine on an apple and cherry farm. Let's see here. Do I have any animals? Yes, I have a dog. I have what's he called? He's a Pomeranian and a Husky mix. He's a Pomsky. So he looks exactly like a Husky, but he's like a little dog. He's like a 40-pound dog, but he looks like a puppy Husky all the time. I'd like a nicer, newer one too. That would be preferred, but everything costs money, right? Everything, like the big loader on Western Road. Yeah, that's an old dinosaur he's referring to. We have two of these super huge, massive old payloaders, and maybe I can get over there at some point today. One of the live streams we did a farm tour, and I'll tell you, it's huge. Like the tires are taller than I am, and I'm 6 foot. Everyone who's 5'11" says they're 6 foot. Shout out to all the short kings out there. Scoop the dirt, throw the dirt. Yep. And now we're pull the trees down, break the trees. These pine trees are so big, I like to kind of break them in half. Otherwise, the burnt pile gets too out of control. Or it gets too much to control, and you can't really adjust like the pile and the trees when they're so big. So, that one broke again. Daniel, I think that's Alexa says that they love the channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love the channel too. I love everybody that comes in, drops a comment, subscribes, even join as a member. You guys can hit that money button down there and you can look at the options. There's different levels of options where you guys can become a member. And we hang out, exclusive content, behind the scenes stuff that you wouldn't normally see. You get access to the weekly videos ahead of time before the general public. There's a lot you can do in there. 2.12 subs. Hell yeah. That means we're at 1,000 or 2,120 something. Guys, we're looking for 2,200. We're 80. We are 80 subs away from our goal. I think we can do it here today. I think we can do it. What size Kubota is that? It is a Hitachi, my friend. It's a Hitachi 160 excavator. Wow, my voice just cracked. I'm 30 years old having voice cracks on live streams. I feel like I'm in 8th grade literature about to do a book report. What state do you live in? 205 watchers. Yeah, that comes and goes. Doc! Doc's back. I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Hey, what up, brother? How was the holiday? Oh, shoot. Sorry, I just seen the orange. No problem. No problem. It is a Hitachi. I don't know. Do they make Kubotas? How big is the biggest Kubota excavator? Do they make big ones like this? I couldn't tell you. We don't have a lot of Kubota on the farm. We really try and keep it John Deere-ish. We have mostly John Deere. We have a couple case tractors. Our biggest tractor is a case tractor. Where'd your snow go? Gone, buddy. It's absolutely gone. We've had like 4 feet this year, 3 feet, probably 3 feet total, and it has just disappeared. It's literally 40. It's like 42 degrees out and raining today. 42 and raining. It's not ideal, but it also allows us to get some. It also allows us to get some other projects done around the farm. That makes work a little easier. Yes, it does. Here's an old fence post that we broke. This is what we use here on these fences behind. You see it right there? These poles are 12 by 4 treated womanized posts, and that's what we make our deer fence out of. Yes, it does make work a little easier. How was the holiday? How was the holiday, Duck? Excuse me. Did you get everything you wanted for Christmas? Were you a good boy? What state? This is Michigan. Michigan in the Lower Peninsula. The northern lower. So we're making our way over to this one of these trees, these pines over here behind the bucket on the left. That is much bigger than all the other trees we've popped out today. So I'm wondering if that one's going to put up a bit more of a fight. We're just trying to finish cleaning up some of the junk here, and then we'll make our way over to try and take that big dog out. My holidays were bad. The wife's in the hospital. Oh, that's absolutely no good, buddy. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Try and get this little guy out the way. Ooh, cool. You live in Missouri. How were your holidays? Were you a good boy? Um, you know, when you're an adult, I just kind of end up buying stuff for myself. My wife said, "What do you want?" And I gave her a list of stuff. And to be honest, the majority of it were things that I can use to help benefit the YouTube channel. I got some better attachments and some microphones for my GoPro. I'm gonna get a drone. I also got a couple of battery chargers. I got a couple battery things that I can use, like I have here, a couple battery banks, I think they call them or whatever, so that I can live stream longer without losing the phone battery. How many trees have I taken out today so far? I think there were 6. I think I'm at 10 or 11. But I also started out kind of building a road, and I also had to drive this machine like all the way across the farm to get to this spot. So it could be better. Whoa, there he is. Ohio, Jeremy. Look at this. We got members galore in here. Guys, I'm trying to sell the rest of the folks here on the membership program. You guys got to help a brother out. Talk about the great stuff. A whole from Ohio. Multiple Ohio's in here. The KX080 is the Kubota's biggest 17 feet dumping weight at 18K, breaks out 14.45K. We bought one for our construction company. Had a better breakout than John Deere. Had a better deal. Wow. Wow. We have one Kubota dealership here, but it's more targeted towards specialty crop people. Um, if you want the cool Apple icon, get in on the membership. Holy hell! I can't believe that I'm not sold out of this already. That's crazy. What a sales pitch. Guys, I also have just started designing some hats. CZ, hello from Ohio. Yeah, that's crazy. Our Kubota, sorry, back to the Kubota thing. Our Kubota dealership is tailored more toward the specialty crops. So we have a lot of narrower, smaller tractors. And that's because cherries and apple orchards and wineries, vineyards, um, we make our rows smaller. So big tractors don't fit down them. So we go for the narrower style cabs or open station. So there's not as much construction. There's a lot of, at that dealership, there's a lot of smaller loaders, lawnmowers, mini excavators, and skid steers, and not kind of bigger tractors and or construction equipment. Where are you at? Kanani says, hi, this is Michigan. This is Michigan. We're up to 70 likes, everybody. 70. The record on a live stream for us is, what did I say it was? 97. We're going for 97 likes on the video in order to set a channel record for likes during a live stream. And I think we can do it. We're also shooting for, you're from Morocco. Wow. That's a long way. We're also shooting for 2,200 subscribers by the end of the live stream. That'd be a huge goal. We're trying to end the year with a bang. You're a displaced Wolverine. Yeah, just south. You're probably a Buckeye fan, though. You a Buckeye fan? Oh, Jeremy, I'm pissed. I thought I was gonna meet you. Player two says, "Hell yeah, yeah." We're out here messing stuff up, man. We're literally making a mess, pushing over pine trees, breaking branches. We're doing everything here. Lots of Michigan fans in Ohio. Well, that's good. I bet you're that close. Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor really isn't that far from Ohio. I mean, Detroit's. How far is Detroit from Toledo? Couple hours? I mean, and I think it also kind of just depends on what you're doing. Like school wise, I think there's a lot of merit for both schools. I mean, if you're going for, to get an education, any of the great Big Ten schools would be good. Hour and a half. See, that's not bad. That's probably why there's a lot of fans. You could make that any day. I mean, I'm a huge Lions fan, but I live 3.5 hours from Detroit. That's a long way. I can't make that commute to watch a game. No chance. We're up to 41 votes on our tree root or tree root. How do you say it? Put a vote in down below. We're trying to get the consensus for the group. We also did a vote on the community tab over the holiday whether or not you drink eggnog. Is that gross or is that a normal thing to you? Guys, we're answering only the most important questions on the channel. See, this is a big tree. Maybe if we push on top, she'll go down. We're driving and pushing. Wow. That tree did not go anywhere. Looks like we may have to do a little more digging. Guys, if you're stopping in for a quick second, hang out. We're going to push over this. It's got to be a 80-foot tall tree. Maybe tall. 100-footers out here. 100-footers. Awesome. Here in West Virginia, it's all livestock farming and blue-collar jobs. Amen. Hope you had a great holiday season. Good talking with you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we do live streams a couple times a year. We farm and grow apples and cherries. We are a fruit farm. But I'm out here taking out pine trees to improve air drainage for the frost season in the spring. Trying to put ourselves in a most successful position for the 2025 growing season. All right, I unhooked some roots. We'll see if we can get her down now. Oh yeah, she's out. Oh man, I thought she was a lot more flexible this time. Or the tree's wet and just sliding off of it. Wow, that's a big tree. That tree might hit those cherry trees. I wouldn't be surprised. I got dirt and stuff on the windshield. It like can't make up its mind if it's going to keep raining or not. I can't believe it's raining in Michigan in December. That is just that's just crazy talk. I think it has everything to do with this tree here. I think the roots are. I think there's roots caught up on each side, and I think it's affecting my ability to push this tree over. Oh, I think it's gonna go. Uh oh. Here we go, folks. She's gonna go down. Woo! That was a big tree. Look at all the sand on that bad boy. Yikes! I'm gonna have to go to the other side to get that. I have to go to the other side to get that burnt out here. 49 votes up to 72 likes. Guys, if you've been here watching for a minute, I would 10 out of 10 recommend subscribing to the channel so you can check this out again when we go live. This is probably going to be a multiple day project, so I'd imagine we'll be back on Monday by the time we get done with it here today. But yeah, we're trying to set a goal for most likes. We're trying to end 2024 with a bang here on the channel. We're just taking out some pine trees, ripping them out with our Hitachi 160. We also have a poll down at the bottom about whether or not it is tree roots or tree roots. If either of those options offended you or sounds wrong, you better pick the other one. I'm from the Midwest, so we say things like tree roots in a roof on the house, not a roof. We say funny stuff like that. I love the outdoors. What part of Michigan? Northern. This is the Traverse City area. Traverse City would be the biggest town close by that has any name recognition unless you're from the area. And then you would know the smaller hometown that I'm in. But I always start with Traverse City because a lot of people do. A lot of people travel here. Big destination vacation city as well as in the summertime. A lot of bachelorette parties too. All kinds of people visiting. Whoops. I don't like doing that. I don't think it's rainy, but this windshield's pissing me off. I gotta wipe it down quick, boys. I gotta wipe off this window. Too much dirt. Too much rain, but it's barely raining. I don't know when I splashed dirt on the window, but this machine also doesn't have a wiper. Sorry, excuse me. This machine doesn't have a wiper, so here I am getting out, doing a little wiping when we have the chance. And we're back. Ouch. Let's check the percentages. We'll leave the poll up for a little bit longer. We don't have to take that down yet. All right. So while we're over here, we'll try and pull this up, and we'll get this big tree ready to come out also. You should get a Volvo to your farm. I wish, Patrick. This is an old girl, an older machine, and I wish we had a nice newer machine. I would go for about anything. I'm not as brand loyal to the excavator brand as I am to like John Deere for tractors on the farm, if that makes sense. Well, Justin better have his eyes out. We got some potential inappropriateness. No, I will not be going to your place. I have my own place to go to that I'm not at with my kid and my wife. All right, I got to get a little closer on the other side. See, that's what I don't like doing is, oh, that's a big root. Root? Wow, that thing's way out there. That's a strong one. There it goes. We got it now, folks. See if I can pick it up. You guys can see it. There it is. I see the root problem here. Yeah, no bet. You should sell that to me and go get yourself a new one. I wish. Oh, you meant with the digger. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, there's a lot of roots here. I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible because we'll come through here with some of our other employees when they come back in the summer or spring, and we'll probably just pick all this as clean as we can, and we'll smooth it up as much as we can, and then we'll just probably plant some grass seed here for now. And then come the time when we're gonna replant the cherry orchard to the left, we'll just we replant the cherry orchard to the left. We will probably work the ground up and put cherries in the ground here and try and maximize the amount of land that we can for production of our fruit. But that's not going to be for a while because we planted those trees in 2015. What will we do with all the timber, Patrick asked? We will be burning it. We just light it on fire. We just light it on fire. That's essentially it. We just light it. We'll do a big, it'll be like just a big burn pile, which I'm making here to the right. Now that once I get this last tree down, we're have to go bust it up and we're going to start. We'll stack everything up that you've seen me push over here in the last 15 minutes. So you wait for it to dry out a bit. It's preferably better when it's warm. Oh, that's a big tree. Wow, it just stopped the excavator in its tracks trying to push it. That's crazy. All right, it looks like I may have to get around the side of it in order to get a better, um, to get back around it. How many years till the cherry produces fruit compared to an apple tree? Cherries, cherries will kind of like apple trees too. They'll produce fruit really quick, but for cherries, it's way more of a time frame of waiting, because we use machines to harvest our fruit. So by using a machine to harvest the fruit, we have to wait for the diameter of the trunk to get to a certain size. So because the machine that actually shakes, the machine we use physically grabs onto the cherry tree and shakes it. And so it uses pressure to hold that tree in its place. So if the tree trunk doesn't have the correct diameter, the machine will actually smush the trunk flat, and that tree probably won't grow again. So cherry trees will go for 5 to 7 years, depending on how fast you can get that trunk diameter up, before you really want to try and harvest it. We've done some fresh pick stuff, where you could put it in buckets, but that really is just not a thing. So we'll actually use we'll actually burn the flowers off the tree when the tree's in bloom in order to keep that from growing. Which that can come as a shock to some people, but come on now. Wow, that tree still doesn't want to go. You want the right amount of dryness, probably, but mostly we want moisture. Mostly we want moisture because if it's too dry, the roots will really be stuck in place. But as there's more moisture, there's an ability for those roots to move around more easily. Back to Jeremy's question, apple trees. We have apple trees that we planted in 2021, and we just got our first crop off of them in our high density blend. Excuse me. Uh, is it Teresa? Theresa? Why are you taking down the trees? I just got here. We're trying to improve the air drainage of this property, of the cherry trees behind. So we're going to put a fan in this corner to help pull the cold air from in the orchard and try and move that air down and out of the orchard during frost season. So I have to get rid of all these trees in order to do that. And it's a good job to do right now while we have a bit of a warm spell in the winter, because usually I'm out either plowing snow or doing some other jobs. We just built a big deer fence around this property as well. We don't want deer to be biting our fruit, eating the fruit, because that's no good. Oh, so sad. Yeah, well, I mean, the big pine trees don't really do anything for us, really. But what we do, my daughter uses this equipment in Colorado. Nice. We do like to keep, um, we do try and keep maple trees as much as we can. We like maples for the shade. They're beautifully growing trees. Um, this is Michigan. All right, here she's gonna go. Wow, it's still holding on. Let's see. Let me show you guys how big this thing is. So that's the boom all the way. Look at that thing. Whoo! Windbreaker. Yes, we don't really need it anymore. And mostly we do this to protect other people's properties from, um, yeah, hydraulic power. We used to put pine trees up to protect property lines from neighbors who would throw a fit if they didn't like the noise or they didn't like the spraying, stuff like that. So we put up pine trees because they're a great blocker, just like you were saying. Look how dry that is. The bigger the tree, the drier the soil. I mean, we just had 4 feet of snow melt and we're getting rain. And look how dry that is. And of course, that's not going to burn well. So I kind of got to go through it and pull that up. Because I thought pine trees came down pretty easily. Yes, they do. This one is huge, and as you can tell, there's some clay, dried up clay soil down at the bottom, which is kind of what was putting up a fight with this one. Earlier, we had some smaller trees, and you can just push those right over and pull them right out of the ground, no problem. But a tree like this is causing me a little more trouble than the average tree would. Looks like a hurricane went through. Yeah, kind of. It kind of does. We're going to try and sift some of these roots. For those of you who think it's roots, we have a poll down below. Is it tree roots or tree roots? Hit that poll down below. Guys, if you're new here, we're setting a like. We set a like goal at the beginning of the stream. We're going for 97 likes on the channel, on the live stream, and we're at 74. We're trying to set a record. Any gold? No, no gold. I wish. The CZ says, "Good job, thank you, thank you." Yeah, no gold. We're also trying to set a goal or a subscriber goal for the day up to 2,200. Not sure what we're at now, but thanks everyone for stopping in and watching. We're pulling out pine trees to make better air drainage for our cherry orchard here behind us for the spring. We're trying to set ourselves up to have a successful spring and keep the frost and help our frost mitigation. I wish I would find some gold. That would be kind of nice. That would be kind of sick, but I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think we're gonna. Root. He says root. I'm from the Midwest in Michigan here, and we say root, tree roots. I also say milk. I don't say milk. I say treadmill. Some people here say treadmill, which just sounds so wrong. We call like a Coke, like a Coca-Cola. That would be a pop. We talked about this earlier. Do you guys use any fans in the spring for the frost? Yes. We have like 50 fans that sit on the ground. We make them out of old Chevys, old pickup trucks, old farm vehicles. We pretty much just take the transmissions and the motors from them, and we build them all ourselves. We fab all of our own stuff here on our farm. And then we also have tower machines that move the air from above and pull it down through in the event of a inversion. That's a great question. Yes, we have lots of frost fans, Jeremy. Jeremy. We have a lot of frost fans to cover our acreage. But then we just started getting into the crop insurance world, and um, boy, is that helpful on a short year. Gonna try and bring some of this way so we can fill some of the holes in up here, smooth some things out. I might be too far away to get to that back file, but we can readjust. This is a very big. There's a very big orchard about 15 miles south of me. They use a helicopter and fly around. We've considered that. Some of the apple farmers on the ridge here in Michigan do that. One of the guys who we know has a hail cannon where it fires. What do they call it? What is it? Subsonic or sonic waves up into a storm, and it breaks up the hail clouds. Like you can actually see it on the radar. I think that's pretty freaking neat. But they also only, um, it only works when you get up to fire it. We had the guy who he was like, yeah, we had a hail event, but he was at like a conference, and he couldn't be there to turn on the hail cannon, and they had some hail damage. I said, well, I guess it's useless as tits on a nun unless you're there to turn it on. Kind of funny. I see a little bit of a high spot right here. We'll bring that down. We are pulling up some more roots. We'll pull those along as we make our way around the corner here. Yeah, thank everybody so much for the support today. This has been great. We're been live for 150 minutes. That means 2.5 hours we've been doing this. That's a long time to be live streaming. Thanks everyone who's been here. If you're just stopping in, welcome. Don't forget to double tap the screen, like the channel, say hi. We're just hanging out, we're chatting, just making the workday go by faster. That's all. Everything's great. It's Friday. We got a couple more hours to finish out the day. We'll put that over here because I'm going to scrape all those up here in a minute. All right, I'm going to go back. And we're going to get to the top side of these big pine trees and try and break some of it off. We want to break it off so we can stack it on top of our burn pile here. Now, this is a big tree, so I'm assuming I'm not going to be able to break much off of it, unfortunately. Yeah, paying someone to fly a helicopter over your farm? That's crazy. Come on now. I broke it. Just let go. Hey, there we go. But now I can't see where the... I can't see the burn pile. Oh, man, we're far away from it. Yikes. We're just going to have to put that down here, I think. We'll come back to that in a minute. What a stack of trees. Oh, boy. Hey, easy now. Easy. Don't want that getting into the glass here. I think what I'm actually going to go do here is start... See if I can pick this trunk up. Nope. Wow. This thing's huge. I don't even know if I can get it out of the... Do you not use a chainsaw to clean the fallen trees? No, for the most part, what we'll do is um, I think he's over, oh, I could have saw him earlier. We have a guy with a big cat front end loader. And for the most part, he kind of comes in and he just cleans them up. He'll pick them up, and I kind of break them in half. I just stumbled onto the live feed, never seen even one of your videos, but glad I did. You live in Canada, eh? And also run an excavator. Nice. I'm no professional. I'm just a farmer who runs one occasionally just to kind of mess around and do some stuff like this. But thanks. Yeah. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I go live a couple times a week. Oh, we got her now. Oh! That's what happens when so you'll give me a like and sub. Thank you. Thank you. You know all about what just happened to me. I'm overside of the tracks and picked the tree up too tall or too high, and it just tried to pull me over sideways. You hate to see it. Well, thanks for the sub. We love all the subs. Guys, we're shooting for 2,200 subs by the end of the day. That's our goal. That's our sub goal before the end of this live stream, and I think we can do it. You guys have all been great. I have no doubts. We're up to 79 likes. We're shooting for the live record for most likes on a live stream is 96. So we're shooting for 97 likes here. That's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to end 2024 with a bang. I need to get closer because I can't pick that up anymore. But we got a lot of branches here. So we'll try and scrape them up a little bit. I appreciate all the likes, all the subs. Thank you to everybody. To everybody who's participated today, yeah. We'll pick that up. We'll throw that in the pile. If I had a nickel for every time I went the wrong way, I'd be rich. Let's see. Get this. Do I use this thing all the time? Absolutely not. I pretty much only use this in the winter months and fall. In the spring and summer, we're either harvesting fruit or getting prepared to harvest things. So we don't really get the chance to do stuff like this. This is kind of like back burner projects when we don't have other stuff going on. But all spring, there's always stuff to do that's more beneficial to the success of the operation than to sit here and rip up trees. But I do like doing this. I always look forward to doing stuff like this because I think this is fun. So I don't know how I'm going to get that. I got to get that tree trunk closer. But I also left a massive hole right here. Cheyenne Bowl says, so place your track on the bottom of the tree and grab the top and pull up. Is that how you pick them in half? This tree is longer than I can reach there. Mind the power wire. Yeah, that's over here. That's over here to the left of the bucket, way over there, behind that tree. Is there a whistle? Just a machine. Yeah, this root ball is as big as this bucket. I can't reach that far. Mind the power. I appreciate that. Pick up the other end. That's the problem is when you pick up the other end, it's like holding. Imagine if you're lifting weights and one side of the wire or one side of the bar has a 45-pound weight and the other side has a 10-pound weight. There's levels of this shit. So I have to pick it up somewhere here in the lower third. Otherwise, the machine won't pick it up. See, right now, this is too far into the middle. I need to go back the other way. I will try the track on the bottom and pick it up the other side. Snap in half idea on a smaller tree, I think. I'll tell you what, having a hydraulic thumb, it's a must-have. It just wants to keep rolling. What I really should do is just turn my machine so that I have I got it. What I need to do is get the drives over the front of the machine. Picking it up from the side is never a good way to pick up something that's heavy because the machine's just not the way it's designed to hold that up over the side. So now I get a little 90-degree turn. Guys, if you can see them over there, you see this right below the bucket? There's that little yellow dot that's moving. That's our Cat 936 loader. The guy's got a brush rake on it, and he's pushing out some bigger trees over there because he just can't resist not waiting. Because I'm supposed to be over there too here in a little bit. 83 likes, guys. We are close. I gotta pull this closer to me also. Guys, 96. We are close to our goal of 97 likes. I don't know what wow. I don't know what the subscriber count's at. We were shooting for 2,200, guys. We're almost there. Thanks everyone who's helped us we're getting close to reaching our goal. This thing is just so heavy. If I get it closer to me, we'll balance it out a little bit. Just gotta keep climbing. I'd like to get it up and on the side here, but I don't want it to fall and roll back toward me. All right. But I probably shouldn't have done that because now this one is kind of stuck in here. We'll just get it up and out of the way. And that might be a loss. We might have to actually bring a chainsaw out to get that. Jack, sorry, I didn't see this one. You said, what are you going to do with the trees after? We're going to burn them. We're going to stack these bad boys up and we burn them. That's what we do. We don't really want to. There's not too much in it for us to do anything else with them, so we're just gonna stack them up and burn them when they dry out. It's gonna be a hell of a bonfire, as you would imagine. Once they die up a little bit, once they dry up. How long have you been running the machine? Today, or do you mean in general? How long have I been operating this? Pull some of that down and ignore all that stuff. Total how experience. I'm just a farmer. This is a farming YouTube channel, and we happen to have a big Hitachi excavator here for tree removal. So I have about zero experience excavating in any sort of professional manner. I just drive this thing when we have some projects to get done. So not really too many years. I've been running this machine for 2 or 3 years, and before that, all we had was like a smaller mini. And I've been running that for 5 or 6 years before that one, just doing kind of our random projects. So not too much job experience. And this machine is so old and clapped out that it's really tough to. It really needs to be repinned and bushed, and it's in rough shape. We've had our fair share of problems with it. I'd say it's a bit of a lemon, but. Was running if you could show me how to pivot on the track on the larger runs without throwing the track. If not, that's okay. Yeah, I will have to do that here in a second when I go over to this tree right there. Where are you in Michigan now? This is Traverse City still. Same place as always, my friend. The Traverse City area, northern Michigan. Not in the other part that's separate, northern Lower Peninsula. That's where we be. That's where we're at. Wilco, hello from the Netherlands. Wow, all the way from the Netherlands. This is the United States, buddy. I think I saw a tree root right there. Yep, there's something in here. We got to get that out. Oh, she's putting up a fight. What is it? Half a root ball in there still. Big Red Farmer, he's back. Welcome, brother. What is in here? Can't see it because I'm behind this trunk. Big Red Farmer's back. I'm still there now. Trevor City? Good luck. Thanks. Thanks for stopping in. How's the ground? How's the ground not frozen? We actually just had like 3 or 4 feet of snow, and then immediately, um, hold on a second. There's nothing in there. So we had like 3, 4 feet of snow, and then now we've had a couple days of 40 and rain. So I'm not even sure. I thought the ground was gonna freeze because there was a point where it was 6 degrees on last Saturday, and now it's 40, like 5 and 41, and raining. It's crazy how just crazy how the temperature swings are in Michigan this time of the year. I mean, it was single digits during the day on Saturday. Yeah, this is a little north of Elk Rapids is where we're at now. I forgot you're right. You're right here in the area. Our group is very hard. Oh, I bet. But the snow also it's funny because snow actually is a great insulator. So I'm not surprised that the ground's actually not that frozen. Because you get that much snow on it early, there's not really time for the ground to get too cold below it. But like I said, the rain doesn't really help keeping your ground cold, that's for sure. We're just going to try and fill this gap in just a little bit. And then we'll do the track turn. If whoever's here wanted to see the track spin is still here. Yep, snow is a very good indicator. Is the track spin guy here still? Who said that? Ovetown. They use the snow in the wintertime to keep water lines from freezing. Yeah. The last thing you want to do if you have water lines is continuously drive over it. Because what that's going to do is, oh, there's a pile of junk right here. I got to move first. Um, you're just going to push the frost down into your water lines. And that's the last thing you want to do. There's nothing like a frozen power line or water line. Like, like actually the worst. You don't want to drive over it. Don't want to plow over them. Nada. Have you been doing any live streams, brother? How's the YouTube growth going? Come on, let go. I'm gonna clean some of these scraps up here and smooth this out before I move on. I can see like when I roll it toward me, usually I can get some of the roots to pop up. Push it back, roll it forward. I got a new video camera, the DJI Action Pro. Nice. I use a GoPro for most of my stuff. The live stream's off my phone, but I use GoPro Hero 12. I know the 13 just came out, but there's nothing wrong with my 12. So I don't feel like I have to go buy the new one yet. I got a bunch of new attachments and stuff for it, though. I got some new mics for some better sound quality. I got a drone on the way. we could really step up the content for the long form videos, which go out every Sunday. Every Sunday. Guys, 86 likes. We are 10 away from tying the record of most likes on our YouTube lives. And if you're digging this kind of content where we're out here just shooting the shit and messing stuff up, this is the channel for you. This is the channel for you. If you like watching stuff getting ripped down, smash that sub button, like the video. We've been live for 170 minutes. 170 minutes. This has a super night mode. Well, that's maybe I need to look into that, because during cherry harvest they supervise the night operation, and any recording I do at night I have to do like in the truck headlights. Maybe I need to look into some sort of exterior lighting, help make that not so difficult. The battery is like 225 minutes. That's crazy. There's our big burn pile. We haven't really gotten the, hey, what the? These little bushes, dude, they do not let go. They get tangled up in all the cracks and stuff, and they just. But then they have, it's funny because they don't have a problem dropping where you don't want them to drop. But when you're over the pile, they never seem to drop. So there's a dead tree here. I want to get that out of the way first, because I need to push the trees to the left of where the bucket's at now, because there's a power line running directly behind these trees, and it's right at like cab level of this machine because the line's coming up a steep hill. So if I'm not careful, I'm gonna cut some people out of power. But that's the pull down. I need a full time camera crew. I know it. I just got to be making a lot more money doing this to have a camera crew. That's for sure. I do just fine right now though. But maybe in the summer it would be nice to not have to sit there and hold the thing and walk and set the camera up when I like do a drive by on a tractor and shit. It would be nice to just have someone kind of walking around. Our snow's all gone, and it's muddy in the field. Oh yeah, it's so muddy. All of our water, or we have standing water everywhere. I think there's a walnut tree, this little one right here. Jeremy's not joking. Full-time camera crew. Guys, like I said, I have a couple hat designs. I think I'm going to put a hat out there. If anyone thinks they need some Poems and Stones merch, I just got to figure out how to make a website, and then we'll be good to go. You can get yourself a hat with the Poems and Stones on it. I think I got two designs that are worth it. We'll give it a try for the very first time ever making any merchandise. So that's exciting for me. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know about this time. Oh yeah, do that. Yep. I wonder how dead this is. Come on. No, it's not too dead then. Didn't want to push over. Oh, she's crusty at the top though. She's pretty dead. I have to make a website for my merch. Yeah, I know it. So if you're new to seeing how I pull these pine trees out, I'd like to just kind of slowly make my way around the outside. And I try and bust up the top layer of soil, maybe like a foot down, and try and bust up any of the big roots that are roots that are holding these trees down. You can see one right here, and you kind of pop those up, and then I can usually have pretty good control of the tree. But this one I don't really need too much control of because it's just a little stump, mostly dead. So it's majority up. See if I can just pick it right up. Come on. Nope, that didn't work. Uh-oh. I can see it. We've sprung a hydraulic leak. You gotta be kidding me. It's a classic of this fucking machine. Oh my god. You, you're frozen. That is all hydraulic oil coming from somewhere in here. So I gotta dig that out. Figure out what's going on. But another breakdown for the Hitachi. Imagine that. Oh, it's broken. I don't know where that leak's coming from, but it only leaks when it's running.